Here we are at a casino where it is legal to bet. The NFL suspended 5 players back in April, if you recall, for sports gambling violations. Of the 5, 4 violated the league policy by placing wagers last season as members of the Detroit Lions. Then over Memorial Day weekend just a few weeks ago, the Atlantic had reported that the league is investigating another player on that 2022 for the Lions as a possible gambling violation. And then now, according to Sports Handle, there's a Colts player that appears to have made a bunch of wagers, over 100 wagers on the Colts themselves and some other teams. So there's an investigation going on there. You knew this was going to happen. These are kids. They really are. I mean, they're 18, 19, 20, 22-year-olds that are got all this money, and they want to gamble.
And they think they can get away with it. And obviously they don't realize that the FBI has got a lot of retired guys working for the National Football League. Yep. That they're going to track any of that, especially if it's on the Colts or any other NFL teams, as a current player you're betting on, you're going to get popped sooner or later. I mean, you're just going to get popped. Now, you can go home and bet on other stuff outside of football at your own house, but not at the facility, because they'll pop you there as well, too. So that's, when you open up Pandora's box, a lot of these young men aren't educated enough or smart enough to realize that 2 minutes is watching full-time.
I just don't understand where, the rule says in the NFL that you cannot you can't gamble if you are at the league facility.
Right.
If you're outside the league facility, you can actually bet on sports.
Correct. Sports, not the NFL.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you can bet on college football.
When you're home. Yeah. You can go home.
And these guys with the Lions, they were wagering on college football games from the team practice facility.
Yeah. Right. Can't do it.
What's the big deal? So what?
I'm just saying, because
it's not like you're playing in the game that you can manipulate the outcome of the game.
Well,
and there's been no evidence of any game manipulation at all from any of these cases that we've heard. I haven't seen it.
I haven't either, but I think the National Football League referenced that you can't gamble at the facility, thinking that it would lead to more and more and more people gambling because you're sitting in the locker room and then everybody is jumping on instead of out of the facility where maybe it's just a couple of guys.
That's the only
1 minute.
You want the guys to be around the facility.
Yes.
If you can't be on your cell phone
I know.
DraftKings while you're at the facility.
Understand.
Now I understand, I have DraftKings. I can't use it here.
Correct.
At this casino.
Right.
The whole GPS, I could go to a couple of restaurants and bars, I can't use it because of where it is. It's too close to the Indian Reservation because of the bet program that they have. So it's no different than that. I guess if you're blacked out on that, say in Tempe, you're blacked out because of the casinos around there.
I think, Jim, you might have nailed by saying they don't want them to tempt them to go ahead and go, okay, I'm betting all these college games and all this, and all of a sudden, well, let me check the National Football League rosters of the games. Let me just be there. But you're right, Rock. It's a contradiction.
But what stops me going to XYZ player?
You're not a player.
Or XYZ player coming to me and say, hey, Rock, I need you to put 1,000 on the Colts tonight.
Well,
I mean, that's happening.
I'm sure
These guys have so much money, they don't know what to do with it.
As long as there's no paper trail or they can't trace it, guy comes to you, meets you at your house, says, hey, Rock, here's $1,000. Put on this.
It's different than how we were doing it before.
Exactly.
Before it became legal.
But if you're doing it as Mike Morocco and you're taking the winnings and giving it to, Ed Stevens or whomever, and you take your little cut, they can't trace that. Now, if all of a sudden you're betting on one team a lot, and the National Football League goes, we saw so-and-so going to Mike Morocco's neighborhood the other day. He's playing for the Cardinals, and we're going to just he goes there every week. And somebody just happens to see or notice it,
every Monday.
They'll pick up on that.
Every Monday I give him his money.
Exactly right.
Hey,